Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Yawanathan, back with another quick lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying. And there's been a lot of talk in the news about so-called UFOs, all right, unidentified flying objects, as the so-called white man calls it. All right, Esau, he calls them UFOs, but we know, us Hebrew Israelites of the hopeful elect, we know that these so-called UFOs are really the chariots, all right, or the clouds that the Bible speaks of, in which how our Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is coming back in. That's also how the angels travel to and fro through the earth, because the word chariot, when you break it down in Hebrew, it just means vehicle, marakab. All right, so these vehicles that the angels use, it's in Ezekiel, the first chapter, it explains them. You know, the flying saucers. They call them many different names in this world today, but in the scriptures, they called clouds or chariots, or a pillar of fire, you know, in the book of Exodus. Cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. Well, there's been a lot of talk in the news about this damn devil saying that he's shooting them down. I'm talking about the so-called white man, because he is the devil. He's Satan, and he's a liar. He's talking about how he's shooting down UFOs. Now, I'll say this. Once again, a UFO just stands for unidentified flying object. A UFO, technically, by definition, could be anything. They saying that one of the things they shot down, which they called a UFO, is really a $12 project balloon. You know, a little kid make a little science balloon and with a satellite or a camera on it and sends it up into the air or whatever. They're saying it could have been that. So they're showing you the trickery of this damn devil. We know that he can't shoot down no actual chariots. All right, he can't shoot down no angels out of the heavens, man. That's bullshit. But that's what he wants you people to think. And it's just further more distraction. Because how about 20, 30 years ago, UFOs was a sci-fi myth. How about that? Now he's talking about he's shooting them down. This man is full of shit, but I'll tell you something here. While I read this article, 2 Air Force vets have testified to Pentagon's UFO office about seeing mysterious objects turn off 10 nuclear warheads and blast test missiles out of the sky at U.S. bases. All right, we've been hearing about this, how the chariots will come to these nuclear silo bases and they would activate, you know, the missile. They would activate the missile and they'll see the countdown. You know, these devils are pressing all their buttons and panicking, hitting the emergency switches, and it wouldn't turn off. And it'll go down 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it would stop. You know, we've heard stories about these things, about how they may have been planning to shoot off a little pocket rocket missile or whatever, and the chariot would just come in and stop it, man, and disable the whole missile, dismantle it. Now, this is some power that, this is not of the earth, man. This is power from the heavens, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. All right, they're doing it. And why are they doing it? We're going to go into the scriptures on it, because it ain't time yet. All right, World War III, we in the midst of World War III, but it ain't time yet for World War III, because the microchip, which is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, it has to be made mandatory in all the world, all right, first, before the destruction could come. So this is living proof that, I'm going to read it right here, Revelation, the 7th chapter, that the angels are holding back the destruction. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Now, what is that wind talking about? Let's get a precept in the book of Jeremiah 51. All right, because the wind represents destruction. That's the winds that's being held back, the 4 corners of the earth, meaning the whole planet, which you have 4, you know, directional, you know, the compass or whatever, north, south, east, and west. All right, which is also an acronym for news. All right, NEWS. This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. Now this Babylon is talking about America, because this will be the last kingdom to rule, the last heathen kingdom to rule, should I say, on the earth before Yahushai comes. Which, yeah, just in general, last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven to be established. That's what the book of Revelation is going into. Mystery Babylon, Revelation 17, Revelation 18, Revelation 19, even going back to Revelation 14 when you read about the destruction of those that received the MOTB, the mark of the beast. That's talking about America's being destroyed. That's talking about thermonuclear war, in which America, that is Babylon the Great, all right, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, is going to be completely annihilated by nuclear missiles. And the people that have the MOTB here in America, they're going to be destroyed. It's going to be a world war, though. So America's going to shoot off their missiles as well and destroy other parts of the earth. That's what it means by the angels are holding back the four winds, because there's going to be a worldwide destruction, not just here in America. Babylon, it says, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind. So the Lord said he's going to raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against him. He's going to bring a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. And that's the day we're coming into. You see Russia just now. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull the article up in a second. This is from NSN. And the last article that I was reading about the Chariots is Daily Mail. I'll put the links in the description. All right, this is from Reuters. Russia's Putin issues new nuclear warnings to West over Ukraine. And I'm going to just get, well, where the hell's the article at? It seems like it's just a headline. Let me, 1 second. I got to open up the rest of the article. There we go. President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday delivered a warning to the West over Ukraine by suspending a landmark nuclear arms control treaty. Now, why did President Vladimir Putin do that? I got to get another precept before we go back. It's all going to tie in with Revelation 7. All right, this is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart. And right now, Vladimir Putin is sitting in the seat of a king. All right, he's ruling over the country of Russia, which is the Medes, and really, according to prophecy, is the Medes, the prophetic Medes. And you could say Gog and Magog as well, because that's basically the landmass leading up into Russia. That's the landmass of Gog and Magog, all right, according to the Bible. So the king's heart, which is his mind, in the Hebrew lab, is heart, is your mind, your spirit is in the hand of the Lord. The word hand in the Hebrew is yad, which means power. So the Lord is controlling the minds of the kings. That's what it's here telling you. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right. So an example of the Lord controlling minds of kings is Ahaz, I think it was. Was it Ahaz? I'm just doing a quick word search. It could be 2 Kings 22, or you could go read it, if you want to. But pretty much there was a council about a king. Let me just get this, left hand and right. It should come up like that. I know it's in the book of 2 Kings. It's either 1st or 2 Kings. No, 1 Kings 22. When you read 1 Kings 22 and the council that the Lord had with his angels on how they were going to get that king to go to war till he can be destroyed because he was being wicked. One of the angels on the left hand, he said, I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of his prophets. And the Lord said, go and you will prevail. So the Lord can deceive a king, all right, by either sending a false prophet or putting false thoughts into his mind, all right, to do something that is going to get himself destroyed. That was the point of that story. So, because that was the Lord's will to get him out of office, so to speak, to get him out of that king position. So the Lord going to make a king, he's going to make him think whatever he wants him to think, whatever Yahweh wants him to think. He's going to make him think that, whether it be by angels, so on and so forth, to do things that is going to lead to the Lord's will, whatever the Lord's will is. And now we know that the Lord's will, according to the Bible, is to destroy Babylon. We just read it in Jeremiah 51. So who is he going to rise up against Babylon? It said he's going to send fanners. Those fanners are talking about the other nations that are also going to partake in this Third World War. All right, because it's going to be mainly Russia. That's why the Lord put the spirit on him to suspend that treaty, announcing that new strategic systems have been put on combat duty and threatening to resume nuclear tests. All right, so he said this: the elites of the West do not hide their purpose, but they also cannot fail to realize that it is impossible to defeat Russia on the battlefield. You see that, man? The Lord is stirring up the spirit of the Medes. Let me go grab that. Isaiah chapter 13 and 17. You can start from 1. 1 is good. The whole chapter is good. It's a prophecy against America, against how America is going to be destroyed. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So how is the Lord going to stir them up? He said he's going to raise up against Babylon a destroying wind, and he's going to send fanners. So how is that going to happen? By nuclear war, man. The Lord is going to put the spirit on these countries, beginning with Russia, the North country, and China, which is the most powerful, second most powerful superpower. Between America, China, and Russia, those are the 3 top superpowers. But you got to remember that you have other smaller nations, weaker nations, as it says in Joel, the 3rd chapter, who they also now possess nuclear missiles. And that's why they could say they're strong as well. And they're also allied. When you read Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, they're allied with Russia. Nations like Iran, North Korea, India, Pakistan. These nations, they're all going to come against America. They're going to be stirred up to destroy Babylon. They said they're going to, put themselves in array against her. And what does that mean? They're going to aim their missiles. Now, America got missiles too, once again. But what's happening here? 2 Air Force veterans told DailyMail.com they have testified about their experience with UFOs interfering with U.S. nuclear missiles. So the angels are controlling the nuclear missiles on the earth. That's the point. They control it. And let's go back to Revelation now. Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. The wind is talking about nuclear wind, nuclear destruction. So they're holding it back, meaning by controlling the minds of the kings, this war is basically being prolonged so that the elect could be sealed. Ultimately, we're going to get to that, but really so that the chip could come. But the chip, the mark of the beast being made mandatory, that prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16 is directly in correlation with the elect being sealed. I'm going to get scriptures on it. Verse 2, Revelation 7 and 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. So this wind, that's another clue, is going to hurt the earth. All right, what's going to hurt the earth? Nuclear missiles, warheads, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So who are the tribes of the children of Israel? It mentions it when you read down: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so on and so forth. The 12 tribes of Israel, which today are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The only reason we're doing these videos, these shows, going out on the highways, is because the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is moving us to do it, to perform his will, to fulfill his will, which is what? To seal the elect. You have to hear this word, Jacob, Israel, Yasharallah. You have to hear this. And whether you're going to hear or forbear, that's between you and Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But the only ones that need to hear it and to be sealed by it is the elect. All right, which is a small number of the nation of Israel. Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion. The lamb is Yahweh Shai. And with him 144,000 We just read that, having his father's name written in their forehead. So that's a clue as to what is the seal that the elect need to be sealed with. It's the names of Yahweh Shem Shai. And until the elect all of the elect, every single elect member hears the name of Yahweh Shem Shai and sealed with the spirit of faith in those names, the MOTB will not come and the destruction will not come. The angels will continue to fly their chariots over these nuclear silos, disabling missiles, interfering with what Esau thinks he's doing, whatever free will he thinks he has and what he thinks he's going to do. The angels are going to continue to hold the destruction back for the elect. All right, ultimately, because let me get that in Romans, I think it's the 7th chapter. 7,000 men. So ultimately, this is mercy. When you see the chariots doing that at these silos, is mercy from Yahweh Shem Shai on the elect. All right, because basically what it means is the elect has not heard the truth. All of the elect has not been sealed yet. And if the MOTB was to come, some of the elect may take it. And we're just speaking hypothetically here. That's not going to happen. That's not the will of the Lord. I'm just saying that if it was up to Esau and his way, you know, some of the elect would be microchipped and destroyed. And that cannot be. All right. That's not the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. That is impossible. So once again, shows you that this man has no control. The so-called white man has no control. He is not in control of anything. Yahweh Shem Shai is in control of everything. This is Romans 11:4. But what saith the answer of my power unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men. And the 7 just represents completion. All right, so a complete number is really the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3, or the rest of the elect. Excuse me. So the Lord has these men reserved who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. So there's elect spirits on the earth of the nation of Israel who Yahweh Shem Shai have reserved from the beginning, predestination, Ephesians the 1st chapter, to not basically take this chip in the last days, to not take the MOTB. Now, if they don't know what the MOTB is yet because they haven't heard, all right, going back to Romans 10, let me jump back real quick. Romans 10:14, how shall they call on him? Actually 13, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. The whosoever is of the elect. All right, because we just read in Revelation 14 that the elect men, the 144,000 men of the nation of Israel, 12,000 of every tribe, is going to be sealed with the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, to be delivered and ultimately to escape the destruction. That's what deliverance is, the destruction of America, or really this whole world by the nukes. So whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shai shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? So how can you call on a name that you don't believe in? You can't. And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? So how are you going to believe in Yahweh Shem Shai and this truth if you didn't hear the truth yet? This is why what we're doing is so important. Really, it's Yahweh Shem Shai that's sealing the elect, but he's using us to put the word out so the elect could hear it. All right, and how shall they hear without a preacher? See, the preacher is basically a prophet. How are they going to hear if there's no prophet out there telling them that the MOTB is the chip and don't take it? So then when the so-called white man bringing the chip, it don't matter if the fucking 2/3 took it or not. It don't matter if they knew or not that it's the MOTB. It doesn't matter because it's about the elect being sealed. And then Yahweh Shem Shai is going to loose some angels to destroy this fucking world, man. That's what it's all about. And how shall they preach except they be sent, as it is written? How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. And that's teaching the gospel, which is this Bible, the whole Bible, the 100% truth. You can't go out there unless Yahweh Shem Shai gave you the 100% truth. And if you are a false prophet. You didn't eat the roll. And for that, you're going to be destroyed. How shall they preach except they be sent? The Lord didn't send some of you niggas out there, man. Satan either sent you, the so-called white man, who is Satan, but his physical counterpart, sent you out there. You know, you getting paid to be out there and deceive our people, whatever the fuck it may be, whether you just deceived or whatever, man. It's all by the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's all covered in the scriptures, and false prophets are going to be destroyed because you're lying to our people, man. You're not telling them the truth, which is supposed to seal them so that this thing could hurry up and progress, man, these prophecies, so we could get the hell out of here. You know, every time we got to do a video addressing you false prophets, it's like you not really. That's why I said it's like, you know, comparison to. It's almost as if you're slowing down the building of the kingdom, you know, but really you're not, because this is all necessary. It has to be. It's all prophecy. But in a way, it's like what you doing. You niggas are wicked, man. You niggas are wicked. You don't really care about your people, man. You don't really care about the elect being sealed so that we could be saved, so we could get out of here. You don't care about that. All right. So let's go back. Revelation 7. Actually, no, I finished that up there. I was reading Romans 11:7, and I finished that too. But it's verse 5. It says, even so then at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. All right. So even right now, there's an elect on the earth that Yahweh Shem Yahushua predestined. That's what the word elect even means, to choose, to be chosen. To choose something means you did it beforehand. And they're reserved there by grace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, there's an elect here on the earth that's going to receive this truth. All right, I just found it interesting how, you know, we already knew this, but hey, man, these chariots are not playing, man. They really doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and they really holding back this war, this Third World War, because it could have been popped off. All right, because we in the midst of it, and it's getting hot, man. This nuclear war is about to get real hot. And all those that do take the MOTB, you're going to be destroyed in that Third World War. So we only do this for the elect to hear it, because only the elect are the only ones that matter when it comes to taking the MOTB and being sealed for salvation, so that everything else can move forward. All right. So that's why we doing what we do. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm going to close the lesson out on that note. I hope and pray it was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And Lord willing, I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.